What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tressa Collectibles channel. I'm Randall, aka Shizukatz, and across from me today is
Simu, also known as Chairman.
And today we're going to be bringing you the first game of our Bunny Girl Senpai Volume 3 gameplay block. So this is for Rascal Does Not Dream of a Sister Venturing Out and Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid. And in today's game, we're ignoring those two completely, and we're just playing Bunny Girl Senpai, basically, with the 8-door My deck. This is a brand new deck featuring many cards from the new third set. So I'll be playing the Lv1 My combo, which is a top check 3 add 1 combo. It can add any type of card, climax, event, character, doesn't matter. Adds it to hand, doesn't show the opponent, really good combo. And then we have the Lv3 My that's going to be spicy tailing our opponent, milling 2 from the bottom of our opponent's deck up to 3 times and dealing 2 damage if there is a climax within any of those clumps of 2. And we're going to be trying to get a lot of memory in order to allow it to mill 2 3 times. Otherwise, it's only going to mill 2 twice per copy. So that is going to be the super short version of the deck. There are obviously a lot of intricacies. You guys can check out our deck profile, which will be linked down in the description box below if you want to see more details on that. Simu, you have only 2 climaxes on the board. What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is Macross, and this is specifically the build of Macross that I've been playing a lot in this past BCS season. I took this to 3 different BCSs, I believe. Wait, 3 or 2? 2 different BCSs. I took this to Vancouver as well as Rosemont. And as we all know, recently, Randall and Mike had a great BCS run at Pasadena. So me here feeling a little bit FOMO. Gotta play my BCS deck, even though unfortunately I did not do as well as they did. I think this deck is really good, and seeing as Bunny Girl is going to be a very strong meta contender, let's see how it stacks up against a deck built to kind of take down meta contenders is kind of the idea I had with this deck.
Yeah, it's like anti-combo deck.
It's a very much an anti-combo deck. If my opponent wants to establish some kind of winning combo and has this really strong end board, then let me just rip that out all from their hands.
So. This is definitely something that you have already done on the channel, just not in this particular form.
Correct. And I basically, since that video, I've been optimizing this deck list to really maximize how effectively I can hand rip my opponents with the Yami Reina or Yami Makina. And the reason why you only see 2 climaxes is because part of my deck building process figured out that the best 2 combos to play in Macross are just these 2 combos, because you have the Kaname, which on attack with the Axia combo can summon out a cost 0 from your waiting room, which allows you to summon out the Mikumo. And Mikumo at the start of the Encore phase, if you have the Forbidden Borderline climax in play, allows you to send the climax into the waiting room to salvage 2. So if you can chain Kaname into this Mikumo by chaining the 2 climaxes together, you get all the advantage possible. And the rest of the 6 climax deck just didn't really use the other climaxes. They were mostly there for names. So I figured that if all we do is just play these 2 climaxes, there's a good chance that we have one in play and the other in the waiting room, and then we can just get all the advantage that deck gets without having to rely on the Reina Brainstorm or playing a bunch of different climaxes for names. Mm-hmm. And turns out it kind of works. Mm-hmm. I feel like I did really well with this deck, even though I didn't make a top cut at the events. And I guess hopefully we'll put on a good show today.
All right, let's get right into it. I have not played Bunny Girl in this unbanned form in quite a while. Japanese, because I've been playing this in Japanese, we've since gone through 2 different restrictionless iterations. The first one had the deck changing to a red-green build due to the choice restriction of the 1-0 Sakuta. And then the second restriction update put the My level 3 to 2 copies, but took it off the restriction list, allowing us to go back to a red-blue build. This build that we are going to be taking today is a completely unbanned version of that red-blue build.
Yeah, it was very powerful during its brief stint in the JP meta.
Yeah, the big thing about this deck, though, is that the end game is extremely 50-50. Either it's going to do a trillion damage, or it's going to do, no damage. So, we'll see. We're going to have different sets of the going first and second cards for our games. For this one, we have the 3-2 Mai and 3-2 Kaede for the first and seconds, since we are using the 3-2 Mai in our deck today. Let's go ahead and see who's going first and second.
All right, I'll pick this one, and it is mine.
Going first.
I will be going first.
So, there we go.
this is an interesting opening hand. I think the mulligan process for this one will actually be pretty simple. I'm just gonna mull everything.
Okay.
So this will be 5 cards. This will be 2 Yami Makinas, a 2/1 counter, 3/2 Yami Freya, and a level 0 Freya Brainstorm.
Okay, I think I'm gonna drop 2.
We're really looking for the 3/5 Mikumo here in our opening hand. That card is basically a powerhouse at level 0, very, very strong. And we did not get it, which is not the best. Okay,
go ahead.
I'll start first, draw for a turn. Okay, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and clock the Axia Love and Hate right now and draw 2 more cards. Still did not draw the Mikumo level 0, which is quite unfortunate, but at least we did draw a decent level 0 attacker in Super Dimension Witch Kaname. We're going to put that in the center and we're just going to swing for 2 damage. 2 damage.
Take 2. Draw for a turn. I'll go ahead and clock this level 2 or level 3 climax. Draw 2. And I am also just going to play 1 attacker this turn. It'll be the level 0 Mai from set 2. This card has an ability when it gets reversed. I can pay 1, discard 1, send it to memory to salvage 1. Typically, I don't like using this ability prior to level 2 though, especially with this bad of a selection in the waiting room just on turn 1. I will also be playing the level 0 Kaide Brainstorm. This has an effect when I trigger a climax. I can give a character 1k and I can also top check, top or mill. So just in case I trigger a door here, I can give 1k here and I can get over that instead of just tying. But I will just tie in the meantime. So front for 1.
Damage, I'll take it.
And I will not use the effect.
Okay, on death, Kaname has the effect. I can look at up to 3 cards from the top of my deck, and if I reveal a climax, I can add it to my hand and discard a card. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I do want to load up my waiting room with like the 2/0 Mikumo and the 1/0 Kaname's. So 1, 2, and 3. 1/0 Kaname loaded in the waiting room already, which is really nice. And I'll go ahead and draw for turn. Oh, that's a good card. Okay, go ahead and clock the Music is Energy Freya. It's a level 3, don't need it right now. Draw 2 more cards. Okay, well, this is interesting. How should we progress from here? Okay, I think we're always going to start off with a Music is Energy Mikumo, a mystery Mikumo here. I'm going to pay 1, send a character to the bottom of my clock. We're probably just going to try to level one of these. Oh, interesting. All 3 Freya Brainstorms are in my waiting room. I do need to get that eventually then, because I only run 3. Alright, we'll put 1 into the clock for now, and we'll go ahead and search our deck. What should I grab here? Mikumo seems like a pretty standard thing to grab. Just a 3/5 beater that can potentially get some value. I can also try to see if I can dig for more events with the level 0 Freya Mikumo. There's no events in waiting room yet, which is not the best, but I think it might be okay. Or actually, what might actually be better here, since I don't want to lose too much hand resources. Actually, my hand is pretty good right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a Scarlet Noble Freya. So Scarlet Noble Freya's second effect allows me to return a music or pilot character that gets front attacked back to my hand, and so that can hopefully allow me to recycle some of my on-play effects. That's why I'll grab that right now, and I'll go ahead and go play the new face, new ace Freya Mikumo. I'll use the first attack, which needs another music or pilot. I can either discard a card to grab the event, which I don't have, or I can look at top 3 for an event. So I'm going to look at top 3 for an event. 1, 2, and 3. No events, but we did get 2/0 Mikumo, which is pretty good. And then I'll go ahead and play the Scarlet Noble Freya. Alright, move to attack. Direct here for 1, 2. Trigger for 2. That's an event.
1, 2. Take 2.
Alright. Direct here for 2. And a choice. Generally speaking, this deck just wants to choice the stock, and I think I want to choice the stock here. So I'll go ahead and choice a Yami Machina to the stock for 2.
1, 2. Level. Man, I don't really want to level any of these cards, but I think with me clocking red next turn, I think I'll take this opportunity to clock blue, or level blue.
Okay, and then I'll direct here for 2, trigger for 2.
1, 2. Hello, where are my climaxes? All right, draw for turn. So yeah, I'm going to clock the 3/2 and draw 2 cards. Let's go ahead and take a look at waiting real quick. We're gonna go ahead and start with a brainstorm here. Hopefully hit some climaxes, considering that I just took a bunch. There's 1. So just 1. What will we be grabbing here? 2, 3. So your board is 2K 15, 15. I can play this, and some character from Waiting Room. And then on your next turn, you are probably just going to do a combo turn. I don't know if I need to worry about the 2K. You might just use the effect to put something else back in your hand, and then that's no longer an issue. So maybe I can just salvage something 2K here, like this. Or even just, even though I don't have a Futaba in Waiting Room, maybe just this 1/0 Sakuta. Yeah, I think this is fine. So I'll take Sakuta, and I am going to be... Actually, wait, hold on. So if I do that... No, if I play these 3... No, I should just take a 1/0 combo. So I'll just take a combo.
Okay.
Alright. And I will be playing 3 attackers this turn. We'll play the Sakuta, no Futaba in Waiting Room to use the effect on, and we'll play these 2 Mai's. So these are going to be 2Ks against your 15s, and then this is going to be 3K against your 2K. So I can defeat your whole board, and then you will probably just use the effect of your Freya to JC one of your characters back to hand. Okay, so I will now go to attacks. So let's start with a front attack here.
Go ahead.
This is going to be for 1.
Damage. Take the 1 damage.
Okay, and then we'll go here for 1.
Yeah, I will use the Freya on this one.
Yep.
Bring back the Freya Mikumo. This will go to the waiting room.
This is for 1. I'll use the effect to salvage. Let's grab Ricky. And this is going to be for...
Do you have enough effects still, I believe?
Oh yeah, so I can use the effect of the Brainstorm. I'll top check. I'll leave it there. So this is for 1.
Cancel.
And then a direct attack for 2.
1 and 2. I'll take the 2. Oh, that's really nice. The event goes into the waiting room. That's super huge. Alright, I'll go ahead and level the Brainstorm here. This goes into waiting room, and I'll proceed. Draw for turn. I do need red this turn because I need to play the event, so I'll go ahead and clock Violet Noble, Mikumo, draw 2. And let's start with a music is Lv1 Kaname. We're gonna go ahead and play 1 copy of our Fly Walkure event. This goes into memory. We're gonna go ahead and play New Face, New Ace for Mikumo. I'll use the first effect, but I'll use the second mode. I'll discard a card to salvage the event. I just got put into waiting room. Play the second event. Now that I have 2 Fly Walkure events in memory, future Fly Walkure events cost 1 less to play, 1 less slot to play, and all climaxes that I have in play get all the climax names of climaxes in my waiting room with the Super Dimension Venus Lake. And right now, just to set it up, so I have the Forbidden Borderline here. I have a 1/0 Kaname and a 2/0 Mikumo, so I have everything I need to do the combo. Now, is this a level 1 reverser?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll probably send the Mikumo that direction so that it doesn't get reversed. Does this have any reverse effect?
No.
Okay, so I think this should be good for now. Alright, let's go ahead and play Axia Love and Hate, and we'll proceed to battle. So, front attack here, Kaname's ability. We'll summon out the Kaname here, and that'll be for 2, trigger for 2 damage.
1, 2, take 2.
Alright, next we're going to attack with Kaname. Kaname's ability will summon the cost 0 Mikumo to the center, and this will be for 1/2, trigger 4, 2 damage.
1, 2, cancel.
Alright, now front attack with the 2/0 Mikumo. This will be for 2 damage, trigger 4, 2 damage.
1, cancel.
Okay, at the start of the
So
Encore step.
I have this first.
Sure, go ahead.
So normally I also don't like to use this effect before I've hit level 2. Usually I like to pattern my memory as this into 2 other cards that can just freely go to memory. But considering that I triggered a climax on the last turn that I will probably want to pay out, this is just a good opportunity to have like good stock tempo, if you will, to use the effect. So I will pay 1, discard 1. We'll go ahead and discard this, send this to memory, and I get to search my deck for 1 traded character. And with that, let's see. I'm gonna grab the Twin Drive Mai. That will also let me send the level 0 from my waiting room to my memory. Okay, cut.
Okay.
And then now you're...
Alright, now at the start of the Encore step, the Mikumo climax combo will activate with the Forbidden Borderline climax, sending this, which now has Forbidden Borderline in its name, to the waiting room to choose 2 music or pilot characters to salvage. I'll salvage a Reina Brainstorm and the Kaname combo.
Okay, hand size?
Hand size is 6.
Okay. And can I check waiting room, please?
Yes, go ahead. There should be 5 climaxes in there.
5. Okay. And I think there's like a pretty reasonable likelihood that you have another climax in your hand, especially since I'm pretty sure you clocked one on turn 1. So yes, I think you might...
I clocked an Axia turn 1.
Yeah, you might have had an extra climax or 2 in your hand. So I'll go ahead and draw for turn. And just kind of deciding if I want to clock here. I think I will forego clocking. And I'm going to play the 1/0. Oh, actually, no. This one, I have a red card in memory already. So I do need to play... Let's see. Yeah, that was my mistake. I forgot that this is 1 or less memory. This is if I have a red card in memory already. So I can still use this to twin drive that out, potentially. And then I think on the next turn, I can crash Ricky into something. I can crash Ricky in something this turn, to be honest. Maybe the fact that I don't clock just means that I can Ricky.
And then I pay out the climax, right?
Yeah, pay out the climax that way.
That's
yeah.
not a bad idea.
And then I can just hold the twin drive for a future turn. So I think we'll just do that. So we'll go ahead and play the Ricky. Pay 1, hopefully not clock a climax. Nice. It's okay that we put that there. I wasn't really planning on using that anyway. And the card I'm going to be grabbing here is a Helmet, I think. Do I want Helmet? Actually, no. Because if I refresh, then this Futaba will fall into waiting room, and then I can get it off Sakuta on the following turn, I think, to build more stock. I think that's going to be the plan. Okay. Alright, the 2/1 assist is in my clock, so I don't have any access to that at the moment. So I am going to invest my back row slot into a second copy of the Brainstorm, and then we'll play 2 copies of the combo. And if we arrange our board this way, the Mai will be able to contest your 2/5 in the middle. And I will then play 1K1. So we'll attack here first so that it can go to memory and turn these 2 on for their double trigger. So I will front attack for 2 and a door. With this, I'm going to salvage the 2/1 that can search for either the level 3 or the level 2 combo.
Okay.
And this will be, or I will activate the effects of my back row. So we'll top check. And I want to leave myself room for the double triggers. So if I double trigger twice, then that means I have 6 cards that I could potentially choose from. So I'm just going to leave it there just to give myself more flexibility.
Okay.
And I will give 1k power I mean, it doesn't really matter if I give power here because I'm just going to go to memory at the end of the attack anyway. So I'll give 1k power to each of these.
Okay. So this will be for 2 damage, right?
Yeah.
1, 2. Cancel on 2.
Okay, and then I'll go to memory.
Yep.
Front attack here, I'll use the climax combo, look at up to 3. So we'll get 1, 2, 3. I guess I'll just...
It's anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess I'll just grab this, dropping these. Let's see. Okay, and then since I have a copy of the My Ricky in memory, I trigger twice and then the top stock will fall off. So trigger once. So this becomes 3 damage. Trigger twice. And this is 3 damage.
Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Take a 3.
Okay, and then we'll attack with this one. Look at the first card. Look at the second card. I'm gonna add this one to my hand, dropping this one. And the reason I'm leaving 4 cards left in deck as opposed to 2 is because I still have a climax in here. If I trigger it, then I can use my brainstorms to mill 1 card off the top and then end with 1 card in deck. And if I don't trigger it, it's just in my deck still. So this is going to be first trigger to go to 3, second trigger for 3.
Okay, for 3. 1, 2, cancel on 2. Nice.
Okay.
Alright, let's go to later on. Anything else?
And that's it.
Alright, so you still have a climax left. That's pretty good. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, draw for turn. What a rip. Alright, that is a rip of all time. 4 cards left in deck. Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, that's so good. Alright, we'll go ahead and play.
Sounds like bro didn't have a climax and drew a climax.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the reason why I clocked the Axia was because I had 2 Axias in hand, and keeping climaxes with the same name is really bad in this deck because you need the names in waiting room. Alright, so we're gonna this again.
I would think that it's more if you have different climax names in your hand, then you definitely want to clock one of them.
No, because then it gives you the option to do whichever climax combo first at your first turn on level 1, depending on deck state. Yeah.
Sure.
I played this deck a lot, so it's like sometimes I'll hit to level 1 and I have early play game vision for Mikumo, so I can just go ahead and Mikumo, and then
this is before events, basically.
Right, and then I have the event, so then but the other climax is in my hand, so I can then do.
Sure.
Yeah, it's super nice. All right, I feel like we're gonna go, or we're not gonna go overhand. Do I even need to play this brainstorm now? I guess I don't even need to play this brainstorm now. And how big are your mics?
Base.
All right, so yeah, I think we're just chilling. All right. Monkey 1. Front attack. Summon out the Kaname here for 2 damage. For 3 damage.
Cancel.
Yep. Front attack here. Summon out the Mikumo. This will be for 2 damage. Trigger 4. 3 damage.
Refreshing 7. Relatively good compression here. Relatively. Before we go back, let's just always examine where your 3-2 and 1-0s are. So here we go. Because we have 2-1 in the deck that can search specifically those cards. So you want to know where those copies are so that you can play around them. Right. Go ahead.
Okay.
So 3.
This will be for 3 damage.
Refresh point. We need to level red. I'm fine with getting rid of one of the copies of the combo. These other red cards are quite important. This will be for 3. Ow.
Alright, I'll direct attack here. This will be for 1, 2, 3. Trigger 4, 3.
1, 2, 3. I'm dying.
Alright, and then start the Encore step. I'll use the Mikumo's Climax combo effect. Send this to waiting room, and we'll just salvage 2 copies of this Yami Machina.
Okay. Draw for turn. So I'm going to not clock, but we will go for a brainstorm and see how that goes. So let's go brainstorm first. Hit 1, just 1. So hopefully we can cancel some of the incoming attacks on Simu's next turn. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of setup going for our end game. I think given how the game is going right now, we're probably going to have to settle for double Mai rather than triple Mai. But the priority is going to be getting four cards into memory first before... I definitely think going for double Mai with 4 memory is much better than going for triple Mai with less than 4 memory. You're just spending a lot less stock. Alright, so next we'll follow up with this 2-1. This card has the effect you can send it standing to memory to search your deck for either one of the climax combos, and we do have a copy of the level 3 in our deck still, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Okay. Next, we will, let's see, so if I'm planning to use this to pay that, then, so we do this, twin drive, right? No, because then that will put the stock back. So, is this a second brainstorm angle? Probably not. I think if there are door triggers on top of my deck, I will just be okay with triggering them to get what I want rather than brainstorming now to get cards that I'm not even going to use this turn. So I think probably we just play these random cards now and then just do other stuff later. So I'm gonna frontline this brainstorm. We'll play a Ricky, a twin driver, and a level assist on play. If I have a full board, I can stock one from waiting room. I'm gonna stock this 1-0 combo just because I feel like the twin drive late into the game becomes a bit of a liability. This level assist also has the effect where when I trigger a door climax, if I have 2 or more unique names in memory, I get to give a character 1500, and I also get to look at the top card of your deck and either leave it on top or put it into or on the bottom of your deck. So yeah, with that, I think I'm okay to just go to attacks now. So let's go for, let's see, where will we start? So this game 3k on play, so this is guaranteed killing this. I think I want to attack with this first. I don't think attacking with this later is necessary. I think that if I twin drive here, even if I would be paying out a climax, it just potentially puts me in a it potentially digs me into a bigger hole by potentially making me trigger an additional climax that I don't want to trigger. So I'm just going to attack with this first to potentially give myself more chances to trigger like 1 door so that I can get all these power pumps off of these. So I'm going to front here at 6k for 1.
For 1 damage, right?
Yeah.
Alright, refreshing all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. While I'm doing the shuffle, how many cards are in your hand right now?
5.
5 cards, okay. Interesting.
Honestly, I also need to consider the possibility of you playing Yami Makina before my finisher turn and then giving me a 4th memory. So
for the turn.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if it's for my finisher turn, then that's the turn that it matters. So,
right.
So I need to consider that possibility as well as to whether or not I expend resources on actually putting a 4th card into memory in this particular matchup.
It's very interesting because, like, there's a bit of this dynamic where I don't want to do it to give you free memory, but you also can't depend on me doing it to give you free memory. It's kind of like who pulls the trigger first.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, refreshing and taking the 1 damage.
Okay, so between the two, I need to consider which one of these is more important for me to kill. And whichever one I think is more important to kill, I would want to attack that last to give me an additional chance to trigger a climax. And I think the more important one to kill here is the Kaname, because if I leave a Kaname up, you can just draw a climax, potentially bring back the other 2 I killed. So we will attack Kaname last. So I'm going to crash here. I'm going to front here with the level 0, and I'm going to trigger a door. I'm going to grab a level 3 Mai, and I'm going to prime all 3 of these effects.
Okay.
So with the... I'm going to activate my first Brainstorm. So what I can do here is I can go... Power-wise, I can go 1k, 1k, 15. So this will go over and this will go over, because this will be... This will tie.
Well, 15
this
will
will be
tie,
this will be 2-5 tie, 3-5 over.
Okay.
So I'm going to check with this, and so with that knowledge,
I wonder what that is.
with that knowledge, so I will leave it on top, and I'm going to give all the power here,
Right.
and then I'm going to use the effect of this to top check that, and I'll leave it there, and this is for 1.
1. Yeah. 1 damage. I'll take it. Level up red.
And then I'll front here, and then I will trigger a door.
Yes.
And
back to
then
7 hits.
this is going to get me another 3-2 Mai. This gets me another 3-2 Mai, and I'm going to top check both of our decks again. I'm going to do mine first. 1, mill it. 2, keep it.
Okay.
Power here, power here. Effect of this, top check, leave it. 1.
Or 1. Okay, and I'll take this one.
Okay.
And this is also reversed.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that did not go the way I was expecting. I didn't expect you to trigger twice there, but I think that's fine. I'll draw for turn. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. I think we could just not clock again. Yeah. Alright, I will choose to not clock. Play a Freya Brainstorm. Now I'll use a Brainstorm. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit 3.
Wow.
Whoa. That's a lot. Okay.
Go, Speed Racer, go.
Alright. First check. 1, 2, 3. Mill these 2. Second check. 1, 2, 3. Mill these 2.
What?
Check. 1,
Wait.
2, 3. Mill these 2.
You're waiting. What?
Alright, give me a second here.
What just happened?
That's a good question. Alright. How many? Oh, let me.
6.
6?
6? Also 7? 7 in deck? I mean 7 in deck?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Alright, we're fine. We are A-okay.
I mean, this definitely seems A-okay.
Yeah, this seems super okay for me. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and play this over this. I'll use the first effect just to top check 3. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so 4 cards left in deck.
Okay, check Winner again.
Yep, go ahead. Oh.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Play over this.
Alright, here you go.
Pay 1. Yep, grab that.
Alright, here you go.
Alright, thank you. Does this do anything on my turn?
Nope.
Like, no powers or
Nope.
anything? Okay.
I have a level assist.
Oh, sure. Alright. We're gonna be 2 overhand. Very nice.
Oh no.
That's crazy. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh man. What do I do? Okay. Alright. Start of combat step. I guess I can just look at the top card of my deck for fun.
Yep.
For fun. Okay. I mean, we kind of expected that. That's fine. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and play the 1k1. Front attack. Trigger. Summon. First.
Summon.
Trigger for this, and I'll stock one of these to stock.
Okay.
Yep. Front. Summon this. Trigger for 2.
1, 2. Take. Unfortunately, going to level 3, but that can't be helped. We'll level a Ricky here. That is no longer needed. Okay.
And then we'll front attack here for 1, 2. Trigger for 3.
1, 2, 3. Cancel.
Alright, so our encore step, I'll send Forbidden Borderline to the waiting room. I will salvage 2. Probably a Freya, and probably another Yamimaki. Let me think of this. I just have so much resources. What do I don't... Freya and another Yamimakina. And then I'm at 9 cards in hand, so I will discard a Mikumo, and I'll discard a Mikumo.
Okay.
Alright. And I will pass turn to you.
Okay, those are all dead. Let's draw for turn. I'm going to clock here. Which am I going to clock here? Which am I going to clock here? Hold the phone. Clock helmet.
Okay.
Draw 2. Really? Okay. I'm going to play the 2/1 event. Pay 1. This goes to memory. I salvage two cards with my in their name. So I will salvage this and this.
Okay.
We'll salvage these 2, and then I discard a card.
Show me that sideways card, yeah.
Discard a card. And then now that I have 6 or more door climaxes in my waiting room, 6, I can activate the second half of the event where I pay 1 and I free fresh 7 showing.
Yep.
And then after I free fresh, I can draw 1, or I must draw 1 card and discard a card.
Okay.
So in the event that I trigger a door, I will have something to use.
Nice.
So the hope is just that I don't die on my next turn. That is all I want. All I want for Christmas is to not die next turn.
Well, this deck isn't very known for killing, and it also depends on where you hit me to, so...
Yeah.
We shall see. There's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah. Well, okay, no, I take that back. I want 2 things for Christmas. I want to live next turn, and I want to spend it with my girlfriend, my soccer team. Sorry, Shoko.
Alright. Oh. Wow. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Alright, draw 1. Draw.
Oh, yeah, draw 1, yeah.
Discard 1. I wonder what I'm doing with that.
Oh, sending it to stock.
Yeah, alright, anyways, get him.
Get over there. Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna move this to front row.
Play healer. Yep.
Play a healer.
Seems about right.
Bye-bye. And then, let's see. Do I just play another healer here? Probably. I really don't want to die. I really don't want to die. So I think I'll just play this healer. And I'll put it in front of the level assist, and hopefully you just can't kill it.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, in terms of power line, we're going to rearrange like this because this is the... Actually, no, wait. No, this is over. This is 3-5.
Yeah, it's already over.
This is 3-5. Okay. And we're just going to rearrange board like that, and then, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
So let's... I'm going to start here. I want to leave myself the option to side attack to maybe not hit you to level 3. You're out all 8, right?
Yeah, well, 7 here, and I trigger 1, so...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Catch your pointer?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I'll declare front.
Sure. No effects.
Okay. 4-1.
Take the 1, refreshing 7. There you go. Alright. Refresh. And sweat.
And I think most of my triggers are just out. I'll still side. Side. Trigger. Salvaging the man.
The
The myth.
the legend.
The legend. No. I need this.
Okay.
For... effects of these.
Yep.
So I will top check me first. And let's see. I'll leave it there. Give power here.
Okay.
And then top check yours.
Okay.
And I'll put it on the bottom.
Uh-oh. I wonder what that card is.
And this is for 1.
It's for 1. Side for 1. Take 1.
And then I will front here. Trigger this.
Interesting.
Salvage the man.
Okay, now you get the man. Oh.
Salvage the man. Effect of this.
Yep.
Mill it. Power here. Effect of this.
Yep.
Leave it.
Yep.
For 1.
Okay. Front for 1, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or I'm bigger.
Yeah, you're bigger. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. How many cards in hand?
7.
Okay. You discarded on hand since now, right?
Yep.
Alright, these go to the waiting room. These stand, and I'll draw for turn. Oh! Wow. Okay, well I was gonna search for that, but now I don't have to. I mean, yeah, we just, how much stock do we have? 9. Yeah, I think we can just do everything. So let's try to do everything. Clock the Mirage counter. Draw 2. That's literally everything. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and use Mikumo. Pay 1. Choose a character from my waiting room. Put it to clock. We'll just choose anything. Clock level up. Search for a level 1 or lower from my deck. Oh man, there's just so many sideways cards here. I'm like a little worried that like if you're not dead after this, I just like I just eat a lot of damage, and there's not really much I can do about this. This deck just compresses super well naturally. I think that's fine though. All right. We'll go ahead and grab a Scarlet Nova Freya. Do we have dice?
Well, I have a 7-card hand, so.
I forgot to bring my dice back. So I for BCS I brought a dice bag with a D4, D6, D8, and D10. Just prepared for all situations. It was really fun. All right. So the reason we will be needing dice today for our main event is I have 4 of these. So we're gonna play 4. So unfortunately, you already committed your mice to board, which is very smart. I can't rip them out of your hand anymore. But hopefully we can rip out other stuff that are not your mice. We're just gonna play over like, let me think here. So my back row, I would like to keep just double Yami Makina, so I can buff my 3/2s. So.
2 d6s. Do you have any help?
Not really,
because it's non-random. So.
You guys need to figure out.
Alright, so I think the first one I'll just grab, like, you'll spread it out, I'll grab one, and then we'll use the d6 for the remaining ones. Alright, so the first one, we'll take this one will go to memory. And then now, we will...
1 through 6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, this one.
Oh,
this one.
I was saying 1 through 6.
Oh, sure, sorry, that's fine. We'll go for this. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2. And then last one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 6, we re-roll that.
Yep.
5, we re-roll that. 6, we re-roll that.
Judge.
6, we re-roll
Hello?
that.
I want a new die.
5, re-roll that. What? The far right over there.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, how many unique names and memory do I have?
Guys, you have
I think these are all 8. I think these are all 8 unique. Yeah, they're all 8
Do
unique.
you get any bonus for getting 8 unique names in memory?
No, but I can
Okay.
I can pretend I'm Saikano on Jonathan, or Jonathan on Saikano.
Okay, and for our last magic trick, we will play 2 copies of Music is Energy Freya.
Yep.
And showing that I do have the Forbidden Borderline in waiting room that was remaining in our stock from the previous turn. We're all set to go. Start Climax up. We'll play the Climax, which gets the same name. And powers, please.
11-5, irrelevant.
Okay, so front here. This will be for 1, 2, 3. 3.
So it's really important that I cancel this one. I did not cancel this one. Alright, I'm pretty dead.
Okay, I'll front attack with Freya. I'll use the Climax column, pay 1, discard 1. She gains 1k power, and I can check the top 3. This one, please send that to the waiting room. And this will be your front for 1, 2, 3, trigger 4, 4.
1, 2, 3, cancel.
Okay, now I'm bigger here. Front attack here, do the same thing, pay 1, discard 1. Check top 3. The center one.
Okay.
Front for 1, 2, 3, trigger 4, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Alright, and then I will pass turn to you.
Well, I'm not dead.
You are not dead.
Alright, let's see. One. Okay.
What? 4, 8, 13.
Well, I think I definitely need to 3-stock this.
13.
So I will 3-stock this.
13.
And I will draw for turn. And I will play Sakuta and stock Futaba. And then I will play this level 0, pay 1, send it standing to memory to top check 2, add 1. 1, 2. Alright, we did not find it. So this is pretty doomed. One, two.
We do need to separate this one from the other 4 that
Oh,
I
yeah,
read,
sure.
because the other 4 will be returning to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty doomed. You're out how many?
I'm out 2.
Okay. Well, it is theoretically possible. Actually, hold on, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not theoretically possible. I lose.
Okay.
I have, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All soul triggers are out. I can't do 7, even if it was 7 clean on top, and you just kill me next turn. So this is just, mathematically, I can't win.
Okay.
So.
Alright. GG.
Unless
Unless?
you grief yourself somehow.
With what?
By sacking this or something. Actually, no, that's still not enough. Actually, no, that is enough.
I mean, let me grieve myself. I want to see the 7 clean on top. That would be amazing.
All right, sure. Here.
Yeah. Okay. I will grieve myself. I give you my word. I
Here.
will grieve myself.
For fun. All right.
I will grieve myself. Yes.
I need to play over this, and then I need to get another stock.
Okay.
Wow, stock. All right. Pay
Amazing.
1. All right.
Okay.
This is 2 soul for some reason.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All
Well.
right, make sure you find something else. I will grieve myself. Yes.
Yep. All right. So, front.
Okay. How big is that?
Smaller.
Smaller.
All right, smaller if you sack that.
Okay. So wait. So it's 11 right now.
Actually, hold on. This
11?
should.
Oh.
This. I guess this should be the biggest one. This one is like gains 1500 times yours plus this. So this is like.
Times what?
Okay, sure. Front.
Oh, technically, you gain the power first.
I gain the power first.
Oh, you gain the power first. Oh, sure. But I will plus.
Or here. It's funnier if I do it this way.
Sure.
Here. Front.
All right.
All right. Plus.
7-5.
Is it only that much?
It's 2-5 per.
You sack. Oh wait, yeah, 3.
Sack 3.
Okay, yeah.
Plus 7-5.
Okay. Front.
4, 2,
2.
1, 2. Cancel.
Okay. All right. Now it's done.
Now it's done.
Front.
Yep.
2.
1,
I will top check.
Cancel.
Okay, never mind. Your deck was already front. Or direct 3.
1, 2. Cancel.
Okay. And then I'm dead.
Yeah. Alright, GG.
Okay. Alright guys, so since we didn't get a chance to, we're gonna do a quick demonstration on like how exactly this climax combo actually works. We just have like a kind of a sample setup here, kind of generic setup, and we're going to just see how it goes. So In this particular setup, we will just go ahead and attack with our non-Mai finishers first. This gives us a chance to potentially trigger a Door climax, and then if we see a climax on the top of the opponent's deck, we put it on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and trigger. And it is a Door. We'll just go ahead and salvage a random card, and then I will resolve the effects of both of my back row. So the 0/0 top check, we'll go ahead and leave it there. And with this, we will put this on the bottom of the opponent's deck, and this will be for 2.
2 damage. All right, 1 cancel.
And then we will attack here. We will use the effect, pay 1, discard a character. So mill bottom 2 3 times.
So first 2.
So
There's
burn
a
2.
climax, so burn 2 right now.
Yeah.
Second mill 2.
Second time. And then third time. Okay, so nothing. So then swing for 3.
1, 2, cancel.
Wow, they're all on the top. And then we'll front here, pay 1, discard a character for bottom 2,
Hit
burn
1.
2,
1, 2, take it.
and then bottom 2 second time,
Hit 1,
burn 2,
cancel.
and then third time.
Oh.
And then this would be for 3.
1, 2, and on the refresh, can we cancel?
Yeah, so this combo does run into the usual problems that ICTL tends to run into, where like, if either all of the climaxes are just not at the bottom, or if your opponent is actually canceling the instances of damage that they are taking, then it drastically reduces the damage output you have, either because you're just not getting burns at all, or the cancels are making it so that there are fewer climaxes in the opponent's deck for them to actually mill on future instances.
Cool.
Okay, and then that would be the game there. But yeah, so that is basically just like a quick demonstration on how this combo is designed to work. Okay, now back to the post-game discussion. Yeah, I was just hoping that I drew into the climax after the fact, but I did not.
Yeah. You didn't have it in hand before?
No, because the only one that I had was I drew. So the turn before, I clocked drew 2, and then I had a 66% chance to draw it. In the remaining 3 cards, I did not draw it. So I played the free fresh event to go back all 8, because the last one was the bottom card of my deck, and I was just trying to draw it on the next turn, but I canceled with too many of them.
Right. Yeah.
And then also the one that the card I drew off of the event was the wrong climax, which is the one that I discarded at the end of turn.
Right. I see.
But yeah, I also just brain farted because I thought you were at 2-3 when I attacked with the Brainstorm, not 2-4. So I fronted.
Yeah,
so.
that's why I was really confused. I was just like,
yeah.
Oh, you give me the level 3 here, so.
Yeah. So I just brain farted there.
Yeah. I thought you would have like left the climax on top, so I would guarantee cancel, and then I would be kind of stuck, and then I'd have to play.
No, I just forgot.
You just forgot. Okay.
Or not forgot, but like I looked and then I like saw the wrong thing.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, but on that turn you would have probably played, even if you didn't go for finisher, you probably would have played the 4 copies of the Machina anyway, probably, right?
Probably just to try to rip out. It would have been a little hard because I think the one thing that this match is really interesting is that I actually kind of don't want you to hit level 3 first, because I want the Mize in your hand so I can rip them out. If you get to level 3 first and you did like you did here, you played 2 Mize, 1 in back, 1 in front, I can no longer rip those Mize out. I think what I would have actually done potentially was I would have potentially gone for the Mikumo to bounce the Mai in your back row back into your hand.
Just to try to rip it?
Just to try to rip it out.
Okay.
And that's something I think that's very valuable, especially if you're like low hand size. You had very interesting climax luck where you kept triggering doors, but that did insulate you from my hand rip, because I was just really waiting for you to like lose
have a
resources.
low enough hand that you could just be like, okay, so I just need to snipe like the 2 pieces out of like 5 cards, and then it's like GG.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the important thing with the hand rip is that why it's so good in like repeated usage is that the hand size gets smaller, and as the hand size gets smaller, it's the more likelihood I will hit the piece that you don't want me to hit, that you really need for the following turn, right? So like the 4th hand rip by that time, you only had a 4-card hand, so I have like a 25% chance of hitting a piece that I didn't already hit. So it's really, really strong when you use them all in one turn like that.
Yeah. So I think this game really I think this game really highlighted what, in my opinion, is one of the biggest weaknesses of the Bunny Girl deck, which is that the 0 line is really bad. It's just really, really bad. Like, you're playing a vanilla, and like, okay, like your Ricky's like your one good card, right? But like, this is useless early, this is useless early, Like one of its abilities literally cannot be used yet. This is good, but like you need to open it. Brainstorm, obviously, but like this is pretty useless. Like I don't want to be spending the stock that early. I mean, this is like fine. Like you have like a few good cards, right? But then like a lot of these zeros just do like close to nothing, or like you don't want to be using them yet. Like you don't want to be like randomly really like hitting yourself with this in the early game. So a lot of these zeros just like do nothing. And I feel like this is actually, funnily enough, an issue that was not as bad when the deck got restricted for the first time and they switched to the green version of the deck. You had cards like the 4K Beater, Shoko, that were seeing use with the level 0 back row Futaba, and that just kind of upped the floor of the level 0 game as a whole. And so I have, even post-restriction list, considered still running a green variant of the Japanese Bunny Girl in order to just have a stronger early game with cards like the 4K Beater. Obviously, in this game, it didn't actually... It wouldn't have mattered because I didn't draw any of the vanilla anyway, so I wouldn't have had any 4K Beater in the early game. But it just goes to show that like if you don't draw like the good zeros, then your early game is actually just like kind of atrocious, honestly. And so I do think that it is important to have like a good early game. Maybe potentially, if you really want more security, you could try to run more copies of this. That being said, I feel like this card is a bit worse in English meta probably compared to JP. I think JP is just a lot less, or a lot more like allowing for this card to just like chill around, whereas like English players are much more like, all right, how can I kill this dude's 3K chaser?
Like immediately.
Immediately, yeah. Exactly. Or so it's not so much a meta thing so much as it is more of a like player mentality thing.
Yeah, I think in the Western meta game we do care about like value at all games, all stages of the game very much. If we can get a reverse, we're gonna get the reverse, right? Like it's a +1. So
yeah, the Sakuta was definitely pulling his weight in this game though. If I were to actually have like, let's say this wasn't against Macross, and I actually had a full hand of all those cards from the previous turn, I would be able to play my 3-2 to have my third copy, assuming I didn't need to 3-stock this, I guess. So I would have been able to play my 3-2, and that would go down to 1 stock. And so you need 1 stock at the start of turn. And I would have been able to play a Sakuta, and then play this, and then pay 1 yeet it, and then play a Sakuta, and then play this, and then pay 1 yeet it.
And just keep digging.
And then, if necessary, also play the Swimsuit Mai, and keep digging.
Yeah.
And yeah, this card's just good.
Yeah.
Like, this is definitely a deck where, like, you definitely feel the difference in the number of turns you have compared to, like, a lot of other decks. I feel like a lot of other decks, you could, like, end a game and then, like, not really have a good feeling of, like, what turn you ended the game on. But I feel like Bunny Girl, it's literally like, oh, I ended the game on turn 5 as opposed to, like, 6. And then it's, like, a massive difference between the two.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I think some other decks that feel that way, Overlord, I feel like, also has a very similar
Yeah, I would agree.
feel,
Yeah,
right?
Nazarick, yeah.
Nazarick. Number of turns on Irons. I think this deck actually as well, because you really do get so much advantage from having the events in memory, and every turn afterwards you just get so much resources from that like the later the game goes, the more you feel like you're just swimming in infinite resources and just get to do whatever you want.
Yeah, funnily enough, I feel like that deck probably has, like, now that I think about it, because like your deck state was just like in a really good spot, and I was just like trying to think about like what decks would be good in that situation, and the deck that came to mind for me is actually Chainsaw Man, because they don't need to have their 3 in hand, because they can use the what's her face, Himeno Brainstorm, to just grab it from deck to salvage the second copy.
The one would be in the later,
So like their entire like end game is just like safe from like whatever you're trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like kind of a thought.
Yeah, I don't think the Chainsaw Man matchup for this deck is particularly good, but yeah. I still think this deck is very fun overall, though.
Yeah. So in that game, I did use 1 card to go to memory prior to level 2, but as I said earlier in the video, typically what I like to try to do for my memory plan is just to conserve stock throughout the early game. I mean, like, use Ricky where necessary, right? But then I want my second memory typically to be the 2-1 event. And then from there, I examine like the options in my waiting room, and I see cards like these. And I try to figure out like which two are the best for that current situation to grab me my end game. And so typically I don't like collecting my end game very early in this deck compared to other decks, especially with cards like this that allow me to grab it, but only if it's in my deck. So like playing this card when you don't even have any copies in deck because like they're all in your hand or something is like pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so that's why I kind of go out of my way to not have a bunch of copies in my hand, discard them when like ordinarily in like other decks I would probably try to like hold on to them and just try to play around the other 6 slots in my hand.
Right.
Funnily enough, in this matchup, that actually is like a preferred tactic. It's just like, oh, it's not in my hand. You can't rip it if it's not in my hand. So, yeah. All right. Did you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think this deck is really fun. And definitely, if you haven't tried Macross, or if you look at the 6 Climax version and like kind of balked at how difficult that seemed, like this deck is actually, I would say it's fairly more straightforward and a lot easier to learn. It is still pretty difficult because you do have to manage, you know, the events in memory, manage names, manage deck state a lot. But it is, I feel like the more you play it, the better you get at it, the more you learn, and it does reward you quite a lot. You still get to like the crazy ceiling that the 6 Climax deck gets to as well, I think. Or not as much.
Not as much.
They don't get the free fresh, but like honestly, a lot of the times I feel like I don't miss it. It's like I don't need to.
I mean, like that brainstorm shenanigans is also like the floor is in the underworld also.
Yeah.
So
like probably in this game at some point I would have just the Reina would have been in clock because you know you compress to a certain point where like it just Yeah.
Funnily enough, before the game we were joking how like if it was the 6 Climax version, then like you have even more reason to hope that the climaxes are not in the bottom 5 cards of your deck, because otherwise this card is just like coming for you.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, that is going to conclude our game 1 for the Bunny Girl block. This has been Randall, aka Shizukatz.
And Simu, also known as Chairman.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Next one's going to be what? You and Mike, right?
Yep, Kairi versus Small Mai.
Yeah. All right, so hopefully you guys are ready for that one. And until next time, this has been... Oh, we already did that. All right, so from us on the Tressa's Collectibles channel, we'll see you guys in the next one, and have a Merry Christmas. Bye.
What? Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, I have to spend Christmas with my girlfriend, my Sakura Jima.
Sure.
Bye.